going on, yo? It's Nathaniel Dennehy, East Bay boy. Oh, technically, yeah, East Bay. It's a show that I love. I feel like everyone ultimately loves, but I wanted to talk about New Girl. Um, this is one of my all-time favorite shows for multiple different reasons. Really, like I remember I first discovered this show in I think it was high school. Yeah, I think it was high school. And my first impression with the show, fell in love with the show, the first episode, and that doesn't. It's very rare that happens for me, that I fall in love with a show in the first episode. But New Girl was one of those shows where that was the case, and yeah, it's a great show with just lovable character, just clever inside jokes, great acting, great chemistry, set design. Everything is just so great. The guest stars in the show was so good. It's just it was an underrated gem, you ask me. Like this show deserves to be compared with, the likes of Friends or How I Met Your Mother or, shows like that, I feel like. And it's just an underrated gem. I just wanted to just talk about it, tell y'all tell y'all my opinion about it, and I'm gonna just straight up say it. I have nothing bad to say about this show, which is unheard of. I normally have something to bitch about when it comes to a show, but this show I have nothing to complain about. All I have is pretty much compliments and praise for this show. So I'm gonna start off and talk about. I'm just gonna talk about the characters. So I'm gonna talk about obviously a new girl, Jess. She's such a bubbly person. She's a great loyal friend. Um, she's just very quirky, in an old, just a great way. She's quirky. She's a great friend, great girlfriend, just a great person overall to really be around. And Zoe Death Channel really embodied that perfectly and really gave her all in every single mannerism and line delivery, and just I really personally could not have seen anybody else playing Jessica Day other than Zoe Deschanel. Like her performance was just consistent from start to finish, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed her character. And then after that, I got to talk about Nick, Jake Johnson. Like nobody else could have played Nick Miller like he did. Like I love the old man dynamic, like a young, like in mid 30s, kind of taking on like an older man type. That was kind of he was the old man of the group, kind of. And I think Jake Johnson really embodied that perfectly. I really do. And yeah, he embodied it perfectly. Like every line delivery, mannerism was just perfectly calculated. And I'm not gonna sit here and say he's one of my favorite characters. My favorite character was Winston. Winston's funny as shit. Like I can relate to that. Like when I'm in a really good mood, that's me, 100%. But I love all the characters. So this is the one show where I generally love all the main characters. This is one of those shows, which because normally when it comes to shows, I normally have like one character I can't stand, but this show I generally love all the main characters, like every last one. But yeah, Nick, I think he's funny. He's very funny, kind of grouchy, kind of mean, and I know some people like that. But at the end of the day, he's a great loyal best friend, and he wants the best for the people that he cares about, and we all can relate to that. Every single one of us, because we all have one friend that's kind of grouchy or kind of just grouchy and just grumpy. But if you needed them and you called them, they would be there at the drop of a hat. And those are good people to keep around ultimately. They may not be the most upbeat person, but they are always there when they're needed. And I feel like that's very cool, and Jake Johnson really embodies that really well. And the next character I'm going to talk about is Schmidt, Max Greenfield. He's probably my second favorite character, actually. I don't know what it is about him, but he's so funny. Like, every time he kind of starts to scream, it's so funny because it's kind of like a sarcastic. Whatever he says, he'll scream it in a sarcastic manner, and it's just so freaking funny. Like, Max Greenfield was perfect, choice for that character. Like, the way he embodies all of that is just perfect. And yeah, I really enjoyed his character. Like, him and Cece actually were my favorite couple of the show. Not Nick and Jess, even though I loved Nick and Jess, but my favorite couple was by far Cece and Schmidt, for sure. And then after, I guess we're going to talk about Schmidt, actually, because he's such a great character. Like, his character pretty much was just like, he used to be overweight and he got fit, and then obviously he still remembers when he was overweight, so that's an insecurity that he has and stuff. And his character is very he's a player, and he's a OCD freak, I guess you can say. Very tidy, very well maintenance, and I really like that. And I feel like I respect that. And Max Greenfield really embodied that. Next, we have my personal favorite, my boy, Winston Bishop. He's so goddamn funny. Them introducing, Winston was the best thing they could have done. Like, he's so freaking funny, like goofy. Like, he's that one friend that is always doing shit to embarrass you, or making you laugh, or just the weird. I guess you can say the weird friend. I guess you can say, like, he's always saying some out of pocket shit or doing some out of pocket shit, and it's so funny to watch throughout the show. Like when he got, I think was it Winston that got the badger. I remember at one point there's a badger at one of Cece's wedding, and the badger ended up falling through. They all fell through the air ducts with the badger. I don't know if Winston got the badger, but I do know that Winston ended up getting bit, and I forget the actor's name who plays him. I know I should know it. I know it, but I'm forgetting it right now. But he was a perfect choice for Winston Bishop. Like, he's so funny, and all of the whole cast is really funny, but Winston was always a character that would always make me crack up the most, for sure. Like, he's always doing some goofy shit, some shenanigans. He's always said the most wild shit. He's like, we all can relate. We all have had that one friend that's kind of just like, would always say some shit that embarrasses you, or do some shit that you're like, oh, I don't know. And all of us can relate to that, having a friend like that. That's very kind of embarrassing, I guess you can say, but very loyal, very loving. And that's the true embodiment of Winston Bishop. And after Winston, we have Cece. And I love Cece. Like, she's sassy, she's confident. She is sassy, confident, and very, I don't know if I'd say dominant. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, I guess dominant, And she's a great friend to Jess. And like I said, I really loved her and Schmidt together. They made an awesome couple, the best couple in the show. And yeah, I really loved Cece's character. Very confident, very sassy. She always knew what she wanted, and she went and she got it. She had a goal. She'd make the goal happen. She wouldn't procrastinate about it. She wouldn't, keep talking about it like it's never going to happen. If she wanted something, she'd go get it. And we all can relate to knowing somebody, or at least having a friend like in our group that is like that. So it's really cool, and I thought that I know that I thought that she's a very good character, and definitely one of my favorites, personal favorites. And then we have Coach. I don't give a fuck. As far as I'm concerned, that's my boy too, Coach. I love the Coach. Like, I wish that they would have made him more of a main character. Like, he kind of was one, and then he kind of left the show, and they came back as a guest star. But I really wish that they kind of left him. They would have made him more of a main character, personally. But I think that Coach was a very cool, interesting, kind of like, he challenged the word, the stereotype, the tough guy. Like, he was a tough guy, but he really was a softie at heart. Like, I remember the one episode when they were on a cruise. This was right after Nick and Jess just broke up, and they all went on a cruise together. And I remember they were doing like a demonstration with the boats and shit, and they were all in the boat. And I don't know how it happened, but they asked someone to demonstrate. I guess I remember Coach ended up holding up his hand, and he was the person that was teaching the group was kind of like demonstrated it on Coach, and Coach started freaking out because he thought that he was sinking and stuff, and that was one of his insecurities. I thought that was very funny. He wasn't your typical tough guy. Like, he was, I guess you can say toxic masculinity, but he also showed that he got emotional. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was a very good way to challenge that stereotype. And I really wish that he would have been more prominent member of the group, but I really enjoyed every single episode with him, though. I thought that he was a great character, very funny. But this show, by far, is in my top 5 shows of all time, and I have nothing but good things to say about it. It's one of those shows you can just watch whenever and never get tired of. That's the quality of show that it is. It is a top quality show, top quality comedy. The acting is top tier. The writing is top tier. The jokes, it's generally funny. Like, every episode is generally funny, which is very, very refreshing. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie with y'all. I'm not feeling the best right now. I'm going through it right now. I don't know. Like, my throat just kind of randomly just doesn't feel well. But you gotta hustle. You gotta grind and keep going. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna try to get out as much videos as I possibly can, and just keep going, and keep going, and keep going. That's how I was raised. So I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna put out as much videos as I can. Also save up for better equipment, so the quality only continues to go up. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about New Girl and share my opinion on it, and why I think it's one of the greatest shows of all time, one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. It is in my top 5 favorite shows. My top 5 favorite shows of all time goes like this. It goes How I Met Your Mother. Then it goes It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Well, actually, no, they're both tied for 1. So both It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and How I Met Your Mother are tied for 1. And then we have 2 is New Girl. 3 is probably Friends. And then 4 is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then 5 is The Mick. That's my top 5. But yeah, I just wanted to just talk about New Girl and just share my opinion. Why I think it's just one of the best shows, one of the best comedies. And if any of y'all haven't watched it, I highly recommend you go watch it. It's a great show. You will definitely love it. I'll give it probably. I'm biased. I don't give a fuck. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Like, it's a enjoyable watch from start to finish, and yeah, I think this is one of those shows that should have went on for 10 seasons, 10 plus seasons, or at least 10 seasons. But we were blessed with a great show, great writing, consistent from season 1, to season 10. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hit the like and comment, and, hit it. Maybe give me a subscribe. You know what I mean? I'm curious. Do you all have a favorite character? Who's your favorite character? Do you have a favorite episode? Do you have a least favorite episode? Do you not like the show? Do you like the show? I'm curious. What are your favorite shows? Just leave your favorite show, or leave your favorite show, or your favorite character, or if you don't like the show, tell me why in the comments. But hope you all have a nice day, and hope you all enjoy the video.